Hi Moonies! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate you guys so very much. If you're new here, my name is Juliana, or you can call me Mooney, or you can call me Julie, whichever you want. But thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out my channel. Hope you guys stick around. So hit that like and subscribe button if you want to stick around and join the Mooney squad. We very much appreciate you guys. But let's get started on today's episode number 2. So today we're continuing on the tarot series of teaching people how to learn tarot and what the individual major arcana cards mean and what they symbolize, and then how to interpret them in the reading based off the energy, right? So card number 2, dun, dun, we have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is the second card in the major arcana following the Magician. Something to know in tarot decks, they usually will have like the number indicating on the top, usually at the top, sometimes at the bottom, or sometimes it's somewhere floating in the image, but this one is at the top and you can see the number 2 at the top. Another thing to know is that sometimes people get confused with the Empress for the High Priestess, especially since they're like back to back. The High Priestess is number 2, and then the Empress is the third card in the major arcana. But the High Priestess and the Empress, although the energies are kind of similar, they're not the same card. So don't get confused. They are not the same card. The High Priestess and the Empress, they are different cards. They represent similar concerns in regards to the Divine Feminine, but they are not the same card. So just to put that out there. So you know me, I have my little handy dandy laptop for my notes, just to go through and see exactly what else I feel like it's good to mention. Just one more time, just to recap, if you're new here and you're learning tarot and you're like, what is tarot? You're kind of intimidated, or like some people get confused tarot oracle a lot, which we covered in the first video, so if you missed that one, check that one out. But so the tarot is a traditional card system that has been around for spiritual purposes. It's been around for a long time. A traditional tarot deck has 78 cards. The first 22 are major arcana cards, and then the remaining 56 are from the minor arcana. In this series, we're covering the major arcana. Each episode will focus on one individual card, so we're looking at about 22 episodes in the series. These videos shouldn't be that long, unless, like I did last time, I mentioned in my previous episode video, that if you want, drop a comment down below whether if you want shorter videos but more in quantity, or if you want longer videos and less quantity. So instead of covering one card, I can cover 2 or 3 cards. You know, so let me know in the comments down below what you think, and let me know if you have any questions or feedback. If you ever want to have any questions or concerns that you're not really sure, you want to comment down here on YouTube, head on over to my Instagram at Moonies Metaphysical and just DM there. Be like, hey, I'm from your YouTube channel, I have some questions, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you, Moonies. But going back to the whole system of the tarot deck, so the High Priestess is the second card. It's a Divine Feminine energy card. The High Priestess is that girl, okay? She's elevated, she has ascended, she's with her higher self. She is the version of your higher self, should I say. Another thing to know as well, feminine and masculine energies in regards to spiritual or in tarot deck work, that they are not necessarily related to just a man or a woman. Like they're not specific like that in regards to sex. It's just the energies and what the energies give off, what the energies represent, and how they manifest. So when you hear things like feminine, it's not just necessarily for women, or if you hear masculine, it's not just for men. Everybody has masculine energy and women, and feminine energy within their like being, you know. But some cards represent more of the focus and the characteristics and what to expect in regards to your question and your overall spread of how that energy can manifest. So the High Priestess is Divine Feminine energy, the Queen, very sacral, knowledge, intuitive, she's abundant, she's regal. And I say she because I just said Divine Feminine, but take it how you want it. Like I said, they're not specific in regards to sex. It's just the feminine, it's just the energy that they give off and the characteristics. But the High Priestess is abundant, it's regal, it's assured but not egotistical, you know. It's not the type of person that's like, oh, I'm better than you because I say I'm better than you. No, it's because I'm elevated, I'm up here, I'm gonna help you get up here with me, you know. Everybody eats at the table type of thing. sacred knowledge, intuition between this realm and the next, meaning the spiritual realm. Like a lot of dreams, a lot of psychic downloads is what the High Priestess represents. The High Priestess itself, it's a card that is represented as like a maybe, because as I mentioned before in my last episode, episode 1, where I'm talking about like, does a card mean like when for a question is yes, no, or maybe so? The High Priestess, it's a maybe so. Another thing to talk about in regards to readings is that some people interpret reading cards upside down. Some people were like think that reversals don't mean anything. Some people think they're just a negative connotation. As I mentioned before, I tend to disagree. I think that reversals should be read, and I think that reversals, how I feel in my craft and how I read for myself and for my clients, is that reversals tend to mean inward. Like, what are you doing? How are you reflecting? How are you manifesting? How are you showing up in your life amongst for yourself and for other people? That's where reversals, I interpret them as. For this specific card, for the High Priestess upright, is intuitive energy, okay? This is the energy of the realm of like your brain and your gut. You know, you feel it in your gut, that's intuition. You feel it in your chest, that's fear, or you're overthinking, okay? Gut health is brain health. Brain health is gut health. So that's what I always like to tell people when they're practicing getting their intuition to get stronger. And, you know, aside of like things like practicing your craft, grounding, meditation, affirmations, and etc. like that, sometimes it really is just what you eat. I do have a book that I want to recommend. I'll probably look for it the next time and I'll put it up in my next video. That's about tarot cards and their food counterparts, and how to work with like kitchen magic and kitchen spirituality, and how to manifest that energy in your life, because gut health is brain health. And once you are, your gut and your brain are infinity sign intertwined, you know, your intuition is very heightened. So one of the important factors for the High Priestess is that she really focuses on the energy of your food, the energy of your womb, like that whole sacral, solar plexus, root chakra, that whole area of your body. They all mean something, those chakras. And if you want, I can make a video on explaining chakras or mention it in one of my other videos, but that whole segment of your body and those specific chakras all focus on your intuition, and how you feed your intuition is going to determine how strong your intuition is and how that manifests in your life. So going back to readings, excuse me, butterfingers. When you have the High Priestess and she is in the card comes out upright, the energy is very much in the external realm, not necessarily just with you, more so how you react to what's around you. The High Priestess focuses on highlighting your intuition, strengthening your intuition. What is your intuition telling you in regards to this question? You know the answer because it's sacred knowledge. What is your body telling you? How can you determine what is an actual positive response versus a negative response? Your body will know. Don't overthink it. The High Priestess is very much about the subconscious minds and your desires and how they manifest within the external realm. Sometimes some people, they are too much into their heads. Me. They're too much into their heads, but they have a hard time believing the external around them. But sometimes there are other people where they believe too much the external around them, where they negate their body and their mind, what it's telling them. So spirit, it's like popping up in their dreams like, hey, we sent you those signs and those messages in the physical realm, but you wanted to play Legally Blonde, so here we go, we're popping up in your dreams. Sorry, but that's what like the High Priestess stand for, like, especially when it's upright. Now when you have the card in reverse in readings, I always suggest to people that it's really focusing in words, and that I think reversal should be considered for how they come out too. Is that reversal cards means like unstable intuition. Are you eating healthy? Are you overthinking? Are you gaslighting yourself? Do you need to book yourself a therapy appointment to stop gaslighting yourself? Unstable mind and body connection, a lot of passive aggressive energy. The High Priestess, going back to it being divine and feminine, you know, masculine energy is considered as aggressive energy, and then feminine energy is considered passive aggressive energy. But sometimes, you know, when you're reversed and you're not working inwards and you're just giving a whole bunch of, you know, issues to yourself, to other people, you're just projecting and you're being passive aggressive and stagnant, That means you need to work on your self-love. You need to book that therapy appointment. You need to go and meditate. You need to go and journal. Maybe burn something on some bay leaves to release what no longer serves you. But you're the problem, babe. You're the problem. You know, that petty, secretive, passive-aggressive energy, you know, not being a girl's girl type of energy. Yeah, that usually comes out when the High Priestess is in reverse comes out. But remember, sometimes it depends on your question. You know, another thing too with tarot and just overall spiritual readings, that when you're starting, you are a little bit confused, a little bit shaky, but you're learning. And the more you practice and the more you read books and watch series like this and watch YouTubers and practice reading for yourself and for your family, for your friends, you will get your intuition stronger and you will know how to interpret the overall messages of cards in the spread regardless of the question, right? So when you have reverse energy, it's like inward, or there's something else at play where it could be you or it could be the person asking the question that you're doing the reading for, but there's something hidden in there that will come out in the reading or will come out through life, and then they're gonna be like, oh, that's what that was. That was that passive-aggressive person. What did they do? I felt like they were going to be petty about something, and then boom, they're petty about something. You're like, why do I feel like I know that what's coming type of thing. You will know. And the more you practice and the more you grow, the stronger your intuition will be in regards to the cards. And then you're going to be reading these cards and you'll be like, dang, this card is calling me out on my ish. Or dang, I agree. I knew that. I knew I was going to get that answer. Spirit's like, yeah, you knew. So why are you coming to ask me? But, so that's reversal energy. Alright, Moonies, thank you. As I was saying, sorry, the camera kind of cut out a bit, so it was a bit weird. But overall, with the energy of certain cards is that there is typically an energy in regards to the elements. So we have water, air, earth, fire, you know, those big old ones that group our astrology signs too. Some cards have very specific zodiac signs that connect with them, but you know, there's 22 cards and there's only so much amount of zodiac signs that we have. So with the High Priestess specifically, the High Priestess, because of the heightened intuition, the subconscious desires between this world and the next, really like that type of spiritual and the spiritual realm and ascension, the High Priestess is water energy. So remember water energy as highly intuitive, highly focused on like the realm of emotions and emotional intelligence. However, also know that with a water element in reverse, that it's very passive aggressive energy. It's very hidden, it's very petty, very kind of like gaslighting energy. Because you know, some planets specifically too, Neptune, this card isn't ruled by the Neptune, but I'm just saying, like, Neptune is the planet of like dreams and nightmares. Like, that's how I always tell people when they're learning tarot and they're learning about specific energies. Neptune is the planet of dream and nightmare. So with upright and reverse cards, remember that type of energy. But for the High Priestess, it's ruled by the water element. It's actually ruled by the moon. So there is a moon tarot card, and that, like, you know, same thing with like the Empress and the High Priestess, how they're similar energies and characteristics. Same thing with the moon, with the actual moon card, but they're not the same. So there are similarities and they kind of give off the same energy, but they're not the same card. Another thing to know as well is that when you're doing readings and you're pulling cards, and sometimes you're noticing as you're pulling readings and pulling, like doing readings and pulling cards, excuse me, that some cards are coming out like basically like back to back with like very similar overlapping energy. That means that the reading, whatever your question is for you or your client, whatever the case may be, that means that you need to focus on this element, focus on this energy, because these cards are jumping out at you, okay? But that is the High Priestess Moonies. Thank you guys so much for coming by and watching episode number 2. If you're ready for episode number 3, hit a like and subscribe down below. Drop a comment of, let's do a blackbird. A blackbird is the comment for today. If you made it this far, drop a blackbird in the in the comment section down below, or any type of emoji, just to let me know that you made it to the end. I very much appreciate you guys. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I post weekly uploads on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I might add another day in the week, so I think maybe Tuesday. But if you guys have a preferred date, definitely drop it down below in the comments. But if you want to follow me and be part of the Moonies Squad, hit the subscribe button and follow me on over on Instagram at Moonies Metaphysical. I'm also on TikTok, so you can check me out there, but Instagram is where my heart is. But also, I'm also going to link down below the shop if you're interested in any anime stuff or crystal stuff, or just overall like kind of witchy stuff like incense and tools and stuff like that. I'll link that down below and you can check it out. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching my video. Hope to see you next week. Bye. Love you.